My name is Scott Bailey, and I'm here tonight representing the Board of Directors of Community and Parents for Public Schools. Thank you in advance for listening. The theme of what I'm going to say tonight is unfinished business, but before I get into that, I've got to finish some other business. You're going to be hearing from the Bond Accountability Committee tonight. Ted Wolf, who's the CPPS Vice President, testified at their recent public meeting and wanted me to forward a brief summary of his comments. Ted made two important points. First, when it comes to the design advisory groups that are part of the process of rebuilding our schools, the composition of these groups has been overrepresented by PPS staff as opposed to members of the public, and they haven't done a very good job really of being representatives in terms of communicating with the public. So there's some work to be done there. Second, the BAC needs to expand its work to fulfill its mission. The BAC was charged by you, the school board, to track the alignment of the bond program with the goals and principles of the long-range facilities plan. While the committee's work so far has closely tracked the program's adherence to the principle of fiscal prudence through the balanced scorecard and other reports, it has not included any systematic look at the program's adherence to the principles of sustainability, inclusivity, and with the exception of Concordia, partnerships. So there's more work to be done there. I'm serving on the, what does DBRAC stand for? District-Wide Boundary Review Advisory Committee. It's a daunting task to redraw boundaries for the entire district, especially given the tight timeline if the goal is to implement new boundaries by the fall of 2016. It's even more challenging given the number of unresolved issues in Portland Public Schools, including some that SACIT had to deal with in its work that made that more complex. Grade configuration, the lack of any kind of a plan that matches the educational programs with actual facility layout and size, the lack of clarity on the role and location of focus option programs, the lack of a long-term plan for expanding immersion programs. While we're supportive of immersion programs, dual language immersion expanding, there seems to be very little coordination with facilities planning on that. The location of special education programs, which seem to be moved around willy-nilly. Access, which also is a nomad. Where will it end up next? There are other unresolved issues as well, but I'm going to run it out of time. At bottom, though, once again, I'm going to, I'll get down on my hands and knees if you want, to ask you to please start a process of bringing this district an educational vision and a strategic plan. Every time our committees grapple with these issues, there are pieces that come together that need to be coordinated, and we need those values to drive that, to bring us together